to The Changing Stage, music gear talk from the manufacturers and musicians who define the biz. Here's your host, Florentino Buenaventura.
Welcome to the Changing Stage radio show powered by Enter Talk Radio Networks, the worldwide leader in internet talk radio, actually in the music business talk radio. That's going to be a fun time today. This is a big day for us because we haven't done a show in a little while. We have basically been on hiatus as we run a radio network. You know how that goes. And essentially we are excited because our first guest back after a few months of hiatus is one of our really good friends. We started off a long time ago, and this gentleman has really I've seen his company grow from a first start with an idea of doing wireless controls of guitar pedals, whether you're a bass player, whether you're a guitar player. You know that if you want to control a pedal, you got to bend over and tweak knobs and go from pedal to pedal. This particular device that Aalberg Audio, Mr. Aleksander, I can never say your last name, man. It's Torstensen, right? Torstensen?
Torstensen, yeah, that's pretty good.
Oh, yeah, hey, you know, and I get an A for that. Usually I butcher names. That's kind of my shtick, is to butcher names, you know. So, but we're really excited about all the things that are going on there. You know, Aleksander, tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you get started in this business?
So I was studying the technology university in Norway, the top tech university, as an engineer, and I met this guy that was working on a cool idea through another part of that university that was music technology. And then he pitched me this idea, and then I was going at an entrepreneurship program at school. So we decided to form a company together, and that's pretty much how I got started with this company. And also, this is my first thing in this industry, so that's pretty much how I started.
Well, that's pretty cool. You're already in Norway, and you're calling in. That's why we got a little late start. We were just want to let everybody know, you know, this is live, and this is how it goes. We were switching from phone calls to Skype because it sounds much better, and that's how you know we like the clarity of it all. You know, and kind of like your pedals, man. That's one of the things. Everyone who I've heard that has played your pedals is just like so clean, so you know, present and so real. You know, what was your?
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, what was your when you were doing this, and you were, you know, like you said, you were in Norway at school, and you know, what was the heart and soul behind all this? What was the passion that unlocked the quality of your products?
Well, we all have a passion for music, and we're pretty much all guitarists in the company, and the whole passion behind it was to make a tool that would make the guitar as an instrument, and the guitarist be able to kind of expand the way that they play the instrument. So it was much more than just easier access to effects pedals. It was actually trying to take it to the next level, see how can we actually influence the way that musical instruments are played, like especially the guitar.
Yeah, and I think that's a key, and you know, it's one of the things that was it what the 2014 show that you guys launched at for NAMM, the NAMM show.
Yeah.
And I remember you guys kind of in the room where, you know, it doesn't get as much traffic, but you had a big heart and big passion, and I remember taking your card saying, This company's going to do something. You know, you hadn't launched yet. It was pretty amazing. You had some ideas. You had you had a beta unit that was kind of there, and you just talked about this vision, and you guys started a Kickstarter, and obviously that turned out pretty good. You mind me asking you, what kind of money did you raise for your first Kickstarter?
Well, it's funny thing is that our first project was an Indiegogo and was unsuccessful. So we didn't raise the money that we set as a goal, and we had to kind of reconsider: is this something people want? Does that mean that it's not a need for it in the market? And then we chose to do another route. We went through distributors. So we have we actually got the biggest distributor in the US, KMC Music, which took on our products, and they are currently distributing all our effects pedals in the US. So what actually was a unsuccess turned into a big possibility for us, opportunity, and we went with the distributor routes. If you get what I mean.
Oh yeah, I definitely do. Everybody who's listening is pretty much in the industry, and it's kind of interesting that you say that because in how we look at that, at least for me, what happens if you got the Indiegogo? It might not have turned out the same way. You might not have gotten that relationship, because it's all about, this business is all about relationships. And that's why when you find cool people like yourself, that's what it kind of struck me. You're very open, warm. You're all about the creative process. You were all about making a difference with the technology, and it obviously it's your business. You want to make money, but that was not the key driving force for you. So I mean, I thought that was really cool, and we've kind of stayed in touch through this time. We had an interview a few years back, man. It just seems like yesterday, but it was
a few years back, and we met at the NAMM show this year also. That was really nice. And yeah, it's definitely all about the connections, all about relationships, and that's always been important for us. We always want to be on good terms with everyone. So it's been important for us.
Yeah, and definitely. I got a chance to. I love Facebook, man, because you get a chance to keep up with people, even though you don't have the time to call them and chat, especially with you being in Norway and time changes here. But you got married, man. Congratulations, brother.
Yeah, thanks. We went on a honeymoon to Tanzania and climbed Mount Kilimanjaro. So that was kind of a cool honeymoon also.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Because that's where does somebody who would go to, like we would go to Norway for a vacation. Where do you go? You go to Tanzania. Did you see the mandingos, or I can't remember what, there's a special kind of the kind of ape/monkeys over there, right? Over at Kilimanjaro.
But they only, exactly. But they, after a certain height, you can't see any more animals because they don't like being so high. So it's only all the way in the bottom you see these monkeys. I can't remember the name of them, but there are some cool animals and monkeys around there.
Yeah, man, that is awesome. And like I said, that's some of the cool things that goes on here. So we got 8 minutes in this particular segment. Let's just jump right into some of the pedals, man. Let's talk a little bit about what you offer, the current lines. What was the first pedal that we started off with? Where was that? That was a delay, I think, right?
Yeah, the delay, exactly. That's the only pedal we had back when we met you in 2014 at the NAMM show when we launched, and we really believed that having just one pedal could be enough to kind of drive a company, but we quickly learned that that's not how it works, and you really need to have a line of pedals and maybe some accessory products and to really be able to just sustain a company around it. So we started with the Echo delay pedal, and then we followed up with 2 more pedals, a tremolo and a reverb pedal. And then we had our latest is the chorus pedal, chorus and flanger in one pedal. So we have 4 pedals, pedal line of 4 that currently are on the market.
All right. And when you first launched that pedal, what was the reception like? What were people saying? They were saying good things, but did you see a lot of traction right off the bat? In regards to sales and adoption, and you turn on TV and you see somebody playing on a video, or you go to a concert and you're like, hey, they were using one of my products. Yeah, that's always been kind of a goal of mine, and we still haven't gotten the big name yet,
So if anyone knows someone that that is interested, that can really like a guitar hero, let me know.
Hey, that's what we do, man. We've got a lot of them that come here through the shows. So I mean, I'm going to interrupt you here because I'm going to shamelessly plug the network. So actually, when we first started off, man, I hadn't even launched the show yet when I first met you. I was I take it back. I had two episodes under my belt. And then we launched the show, and that show's grown to be a full network. We actually have 12 shows. We're going to be launching 3 more shows this month.
Congratulations!
Thank you, sir. They're much like yourself and your company. There seems to be a desire and a passion for consuming more about this business. But fortunately, we've had some really great show hosts that have come on. It started off with we had the Girls Talk Rock later on. They came in, and these are some some Southern California ladies that are like seminal here in the music business, and they do a show about the local Southern California music scene because it's pretty much what drives a lot of the industry. And then they also tie that in with really kind of a focus on women who are making a difference in the music business. So they've got they're doing that thing. And then we brought on Jackie Bertoni, who was the percussionist for Tower Power. He worked with the Eagles. He worked with the Beach Boys, and just a number of other folks. He even did dance. If you ever heard CNC Music Factories Are Gonna Make You Sweat, he was the percussionist for that. So pretty cool. He came on as a show host, and then from there he brought a wealth of people on. So hey man, we got a lot of great guitar players. A good friend. I could always introduce. I'm putting this out over the air now, so this is going live. Al Di Meola. So Al Di Meola is one of the guitar greats of guitar greats, and he's a good friend of the station and the network. And I'm going to tell him about it. We'll see. Maybe we can get Al to. I think he's going on a European tour, so maybe you guys can meet up some more over there in that part of the world. But that might be something.
That'd be really really amazing. So thanks a lot.
Yeah, we'll bridge some relationships. So I didn't mean to interrupt. I just wanted to kind of share that with you because we really haven't talked much about where we've grown. But we've got, like I said, we've got Jackie. Then we've got J.R. Robinson, the number one, drummer for recording. He's been recorded the most out of anybody in the world, and he's got his show, Vinyl Nights, Jackie's Groove. And we've got a great guitar player that I need to introduce you to, Terry Woolman, who is a producer, guitar player, been music director of many TV shows here for like the late night talk shows. Last finished producing Tony Bennett and Dick Van Dyke. So some of the original icons of the business. And so he's an amazing guitar player, plays all over. So we'll get you connected, brother. That's what we do now.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, it's definitely it's growing. Our artist relations is growing. We have a cool guy called Mats. I think maybe you met him at the NAMM show.
Yeah.
That's working 100% on artist relation now. So that's a field that we're working a lot on. But from the beginning, there was always a lot of interest from the guitar magazines, and I think that's a lot because we're bringing something new, and that's something new and fun to write about. So all the way from the start, we had the support of Guitar Player magazine and Premier Guitar. Both of those magazines were really writing a lot about, like we were ranked top 10 from Premier Guitar at the NAMM 2014 NAMM show of products to see or pedals to see, and Guitar Player magazine ranked us as 2015's top 5 time-based effects. So we were really embraced by both of those magazines. So I'm really grateful for the work that they did for us.
Well, I think that's key because we have one of our show hosts, Scott Robertson, who was he was the marketing director for many, many years for the NAMM organization, is raving about your PR, what you guys have been able to do. He's like, man, they've done a great job. He's also a bass player, so he's like the rest of us. He's very interested in, your the quality of the pedals and what you're doing with it. So it's I think it's really it's amazing how far you've come in such a short period of time. So with that said, what were some of the milestones that got you guys thinking, hey, we're really on to something here? What was like some of the first milestones? We got about a minute left in this segment.
Yeah. So we were a lot of the time. It's been like a roller coaster. At some point, you're like, oh no, this is not going to happen, and then whoosh, something cool, big happens. And some of the things of those were the time we're ranked as top 10 from Premier Guitar and top 5 guitar player. That we signed with KMC Music in the US. That we got a lot of other partners in Europe, EU distributors like Musikmeier in Germany. We just signed with them. They're the biggest in Germany. So that's definitely some of those things where we're like, okay, yeah, we can really push this on going forward. So yeah, that's definitely some of the highlights.
Very cool. Well, like I said, we got about 30 seconds in this segment. Let's give people some URLs. How can people find out about the product?
They can go to aalbergaudio.com. So that's AA, LBERG, Aalberg, and then audio in one word, .com. So aalbergaudio.com.
It's a beautiful website, by the way, man. You guys done a great job on that. Ooh, there's that music kicking right in right now. This has been the Changing Stage radio show powered by EnterTalk Radio Networks, the voice of the music business. I want to give a shout out to Pitbull Audio. They've been making it happen for us. We'll be right back in a few short minutes, so stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
This is Jackie Bertoni from Jackie's Groove. Come join me weekly on my journey through the music business as I take you behind the velvet rope, interviewing industry notables such as Al Di Meola, Michael McDonald, and Al Jarreau, to name but a few. Listen to their stories on being in the studios recording #1 hits and onto the stages throughout the globe. Allow me to be your music historian. You can hear me live every Monday at 2 p.m. and every Wednesday at 12 noon Pacific Standard Time or 24/7 on jackiesgroove.com. Ready to get your groove on?
Hi, I'm Tim Dolbear, the host of Sound Experience on EnterTalk Radio. Each week, I talk with top professional audio engineers, producers, musicians, and the manufacturers that make the tools that we use in the studio each and every day. From capturing the perfect take to mastering your final release, and the tools and how the pros use them, we are going to dive deep into their process and learn from their experience. I look forward to you joining us each week on Sound Experience with me, your host, Tim Dolbear.
Hey, it's Tracy Smith
and Beth Venus
of Girls Talk Rock right here on the EnterTalk Radio Network.
Every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Pacific.
Okay, Beth, they know that, but we want you to know that the industry pro's choice is Silver Tiger Production.
SDP is a full-service production agency offering sound, lighting, installations, talent buying, staffing, backline equipment rental, and sales. Kapow!
It's everything in the entertainment performance industry. It's all that. SilverTigerProduction.com.
Welcome to the Changing Stage, music gear talk from the manufacturers and musicians who define the biz. Here's your host, Florentino Buenaventura.
Well, that's right. We are back into the Changing Stage radio show, powered by the EnterTalk Radio Networks, the worldwide leader in music business talk and the voice of the music biz. I always like to take this segment to give a shout out to all of our incredible sponsors and the people kind of make this happen. First and foremost, we've got Pitbull Audio, and Pitbull Audio is amazing because they are really about the artist. They throw concerts. In fact, tomorrow there's going to be a big concert over at the Pitbull Audio showroom. They're going to be having 6 bands, food, just really trying to support the local and the regional touring scenes and some of the national stuff that's going on. a lot of clinics. We've got this month. We've got Billy Sheehan coming up over there. He'll be having a bass clinic, and he'll be able to have a Q&A with him. So not kind of, but have a Q&A with Billy. Billy's an amazing bass player. I remember him all the way back with Van Halen. I'm trying to blank. Van Halen lead singer, David Lee Roth. Don't get old, man. That's all I got to tell you, Alexander. Don't get old, man. You start forgetting names. And then I forgot to. Yeah. I couldn't think of it, but he's, of course. Then again, he hasn't done as much lately. I think Billy's done more. And then they really they're doing a lot of. We're working with them and doing these really cool product previews. And I don't know, are you with Pitbull Audio by any chance? I should have checked that. That should be something I do before the shows. But if you guys aren't, I need to get you with them because they're one of the top pedal dealers in the world. They are worldwide. Even though they're local here in San Diego, they are one of the biggest vendors worldwide, and pedals is their specialty. So we need to get you guys on board with them. They love innovative products like what you have. And
cool.
And then just kind of a quick shout out before we jump right back into it. I want to say thanks to Showslinger, who is actually starting a show this month. They're an app. If you're a band and you need to get booked, that's the place you need to go. Go get Showslinger's app. I know that when I used to have time to play, I used to use that to contact the clubs, and I need to get back out there too. I don't know. I don't know if you're playing much anymore, Alexander, but when you have a business, wasn't that bad for me when it was a radio show? But now that it's a radio network, I have no time for anything.
I don't have time for that anymore. It's I'm the CEO, the manager, so it's just no time.
Yeah. I'm surprised you're because my girlfriend, God bless her soul, she puts up with some crazy stuff. Like, I'll be there in an hour, babe. In your middle of technology meltdowns, and like, oh yeah, you're not going to be there in an hour.
It's 8:30 now in the evening in Norway. So this on Friday evening. So she's out in the living room, and I'm in the office.
Well, I tell her I thank her for allowing me to have your time, because I know that's not easy, especially you just got married, and a radio show Kilimanjaro. Which one do you want to do, babe? not quite the same. So I think that with everything. I mean, as you've heard with us, we've had some pretty crazy new developments, and you guys got a new development. You guys have a really cool new product that you're launching called Moon. So I don't want to steal the thunder. Tell us, what is Moon, and why is it going to change the way people interact with their rigs?
Well, Moon is a very cool tool. It expands our idea of wireless controlled effects pedals to wirelessly controlled third-party equipment. So it could be any effect pedal, digital or analog, and it could be amp. And we actually have enabled wireless control of that gear. So it could be a Marshall amp, it could be a Fender amp, and we actually have a device that we can plug into the foot switch of a Marshall amp, for example, and then we can change the channels using a small wireless controller or an app. So in that you can, on anywhere on stage, you can click on this button and you can change into fuzz in the channel. And that's really, I believe, the next level, because now you don't have to have our effects. You can just use the pedals or the amp you want, and then have wireless control of that.
Yeah, and it's kind of it's interesting because a lot of people aren't aware what a switcher does. That is one of the key things that and yours is like fully controllable. The other switchers are very analog, and they can only do a little bit of routing. But you tell us, I like the iPad controller and the iPhone controller. You can do a lot of different things with it. Is that not correct?
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of advanced if I go into all the details. But on the general part, you have this small device, and you can plug a cable into it. And one of the cables is, for example, a foot switch, and then you plug that into the amp, and then you wirelessly control that from the app or the controller, and then you can change the cable in the same device and then plug it into a MIDI pedal, for example, and then you can actually access, for example, a Strymon pedal with our app or with our wireless controller. So we actually make, for example, a Marshall amp or a Strymon pedal better. We give it more possibilities because you can actually wirelessly control even the parameters on the Strymon pedal because of the MIDI signal.
And I think that's one of the things that everybody's talking about is it's a game changer, because before that, you either had you had full effects processors that you would use, and that was great, but then it didn't quite have the same. Maybe you had a special effect. Like you said, Strymons are really popular. We got some good friends over there. We just went to Exotic, and Exotic has some amazing pedals, and it's cool that you're now able to play with everybody at this point. You're not just doing your own pedals, but you're actually powering these other pedals. And that's Scott. Like I said, he knows everybody in the industry. He's like, man, this is going to be big when it finally launches. It's going to be big. And why I say finally, because you guys announced it on the 4th of this month, but you're doing a Kickstarter campaign. So tell us a bit about that and how people can get involved and support this amazing, game-changing piece of gear.
Yeah, so Kickstarter, as probably many of your listeners know, is a crowdfunding platform. So we give the possibility for people to go into Kickstarter and into our campaign site, and then they can pre-order the Moon, and we actually give a 50% discount on the retail price. So in the store, yeah, exactly. So you save. It's actually $99 for the Moon and the wireless controller, and then you also get the app for free, and that's $99. And in the store, it'll be $200. So you actually save $100 by doing that, and that's just part of the Kickstarter way because they're actually pre-ordering a product which won't be delivered until a few months away. So that's just we need to give them that incentive to go and get it. So if they go into Kickstarter.com and then they go search up the Moon Switcher, so that's Moon like the sun, the sun and the moon.
Yeah.
And then space Switcher. And then you'll find our product. We call it Moon wireless control of all your guitar gear, and that's our campaign, which is currently live until the 5th of November.
You know what? It's interesting too, because I've had Switcher. I'm a bass player, but I used to use a Switcher in my rig, and I loved it because you're able to isolate noise of other pedals, and even like a simple switcher, just like a 4 or 5 button switcher can run you $200. This is, even if they pay full price on this, man, this is going to be like I said, a game changer. This is amazing, and you've got all the pedals to power the rest of the rig. So you're pretty much giving people the chance to replace a lot of different things that are limited in their abilities. So let's kind of go back to this. What made you think of this? Well, where did the idea for this come up?
Well, we found that a lot of people are digging our pedals, and they're really saying that, oh wow, this is really cool this wireless control and an app, but what if I could do this with the gear that I already have? Like, can I wirelessly control my Strymon pedal, or can I wirelessly access the channels on my amplifier? And we're like, no, sorry, you have to have our pedals. And as you say, we have gotten a lot of good feedback on the effects and the sound of the pedals, but it's high end pedals, and people really think a lot about buying before they buy a new brand of pedals.
Yeah, definitely. It can be a pretty expensive proposition.
Definitely.
My tech right hand man who's listening right now, Mr. Paul Berezetsky, was at a remote. Has been listening in because he's salivating over this because he's a huge. I'm gonna call him a pedal whore. Paul, yes, I called you a pedal whore. We call him Quagmire because he always, because he started off as my guitar player, gear geek, buddy. That's why he's just amazing with technology and. He was, he just started off with a couple of pedals, and all of a sudden he loves pedals and configuring different ways. And the cool thing is, with your technology, the routing capabilities, if you want a delay or you want a reverb before and after another effect or a distortion or whatever, you can do that pretty much. If I'm not mistaken, you can kind of do that with configurations on the routing with you, but if you wanted to do that on in your system, you'd actually have to take apart the pedals and plug them up. So is that I looked at it and I was trying to get the best ideas on I can do it, but that's correct, right? You can reroute based on what you're saying, right?
Well, yeah, you can. What you can do is make a ABY switch, and that way you can. Reroute the signal from A or B. So you would have it depends on how you wanna relay your signal line. So you have a lot of possibilities with that. So it works pretty much like a normal switching system if you use the ABY switch. So you have the amp control, you have the MIDI, and then you have the ABY. So you have 3 different possibilities with the same product.
Wow.
So yeah, so there's a lot of possibilities, and I'm always trying to make it as simple as possible, just so people don't get confused. But this is wireless control of existing third-party equipment. So it could be pedals or it could be amps. That's the easiest way to explain it. And when you really go into the details of the switching and the signal line, it becomes really advanced, and that's just how advanced do people want to have it. They have a lot of possibilities. It's just that I try to keep it as simple as possible.
Just wanted to. Paul just sent in a little note. He's not just a pedal whore. He's a cheap pedal whore. So he likes the fact that this is not going to cost a whole lot of money. So I definitely see him getting one of the Moon switchers because he could, he definitely, if not, he'll switch a pedal in the middle of a set. It doesn't matter. He doesn't care.
Yeah, exactly. And that was also kind of our goal to have. We wanted to have a product with a lot of possibilities, but which didn't cost a lot. So we wanted to have hit that $99 mark. And that was our goal. When people said, I want to control my existing gear, we said, okay, let's make that product and let's make it cost $99. And that was kind of the whole goal and the evolution of the Moon came out of that.
Yeah. We'll talk offline, but we need to do some, maybe give a giveaway. So I'm gonna put you on the spot here, man. We need to do a giveaway to our listening audience at some point. So obviously they're not out yet, so you guys are gonna have to be patient. This is one of those, it's worth the wait. It's going to be worth the wait. So we got about.
We can consider having a giveaway with when the first production run is ready. But let's talk offline.
We'll talk offline. So we got about 2 minutes and 30 seconds. This is going by fast, huh? We're already before we used to have 4 segments. Now we went to 3 and a lot less commercials because we want people to get the information they want to hear. As much as we love to pay the bills, we figured, hey, let's make the segments a little longer. Cut out the amount of segments and let's make this. Let's keep the lights on, but also keep the information flowing. So with 2 minutes left, who are some of the players that you guys currently have? Because you guys got a really cool mix of players from your website that have been using your gear. A lot of European players, though. But tell us a little bit about some of the players that you have.
Yeah, did you on the website you can go to artists, and then you have a whole list of them. A lot of them are up and coming players like Dave. Frederick Eriksson from Grisfolk. it's a really up and coming band that has played in a lot of sets in the US. I think they played at South by Southwest and a lot of other bands. We have Leo Moracchioli.
Now you got one of my challenges with your name.
Yeah. But he's a Leo from Frog Leap Studios, and Frog Leap Studios is like it's a YouTube channel where he makes metal covers out of different pop songs and many other types of songs, and he has 1 million followers on YouTube.
Amazing.
So he's like top 100 YouTube channels, and he's just growing. So he's like he's a superstar. He's today's superstar. So that's really like. I would say one of our tops. And then you have Jake Morelli. He's a jazz player. I think he plays with a lot of R&B folks in the US. I don't know all the details, but he definitely is. He knows all the R&B guys in the US. And then you have Jake Herzog, which was on your show last time we spoke.
Cool guy. Cool guy.
Yeah, really cool guy. And he's super humble and super talented, and just the best guy. So yeah,
sure.
He was with us from the start, and he really defined a lot of the choices that we had, because he's super smart and super understanding.
Hey, we're gonna have to close you off here for a second. We're going into our commercial break. This has been the Changing Stage Radio Show. Thanks, Pitbull Audio. We'll be right back in a few short minutes to finish up with Aleksander Tortenson.
You know what's all around you every waking moment of your life? Marketing. You're choking on it. I'm Scott Robertson, and when it comes to strategic PR, branding, and marketing, I've seen it all. And actually, I'm still seeing it, because bad marketing never sleeps. Join me each week on May the Best Brand Win, right here on Intertalk Radio, and learn how to make the marketing for your brand unforgettable.
Hi, this is Tim Dolbear from Eclectica Studios. I'm a full-time mixing and recording engineer. I work with Grammy winners, labels, and indie artists, using state-of-the-art digital mixing and restoration tools and the very best in analog gear. Really, though, it's my ability to bring tracks to life and fulfill your vision for your music. This has made me sought after by producers and artists worldwide. So spend your time working on music and not chasing a mix down a rabbit hole. Go to timdolbear.com and check out our free one-song mix offer.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
This is Jackie Bertoni from Jackie's Groove. Come join me weekly on my journey through the music business as I take you behind the velvet rope, interviewing industry notables such as Al Di Meola, Michael McDonald, and Al Jarreau, to name but a few. Listen to their stories on being in the studios recording #1 hits and onto the stages throughout the globe. Allow me to be your music historian. You can hear me live every Monday at 2 p.m. and every Wednesday at 12 noon Pacific Standard Time, or 24/7 on jackiesgroove.com. Ready to get your groove on?
Welcome to the Changing Stage, music gear talk from the manufacturers and musicians who define the biz. Here's your host, Florentino Buenaventura.
Yeah, this is the third segment of the Changing Stage Radio Show, powered by the mighty Intertalk Radio Networks, the voice of the music biz, and we say that very humbly because people have told us that with us having so many programs on the music business. Whether you're a guitar player, a bass player, whether you're in the business, whatever it is, we really try to provide the insight and the entertainment, if you will, through all of it. Lift that velvet, that velvet rope, so that people can get a chance to see and hear what's going on in the business. And in this segment, we want to talk a bit about that. We want to share with people, what it's like to be a CEO of an innovative upstart company that's kind of changing the industry and going about that, and coming from, like I said, you came from kind of a school thing, a player, and all of a sudden you're kind of thrust into the big leagues with this. How has that transition gone, and what are some of the things that you've found that you've changed throughout this process, and what are some of the things that you're working on for yourself?
So I met the inventor of this is called, his name is Rune Aalberg.
Yeah.
And he was the inventor, and I think that he stepped down to be the product manager and let someone external or someone else be the CEO. That was a good, smart decision from him. I think that often when you have the inventor be the CEO, it sometimes works, but it's definitely a challenging part because this is your baby, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of was my side of it. I had could have an outside look at it, and even though I'm a guitar player, I was in a band, but I was never I didn't start playing guitar until I was 16. I'm self-learned. So my point is also not from, I would call myself a guitarist, but I'm not the core customer of this. So I also have another view of what direction we should take, maybe a more objective view than maybe a 100% guitar player would have. So that's kind of where I started with this, and I think that's pretty much my ground. And being in the business, it's a lot of work. It's you actually have to both do your own marketing and you follow up of the distributor, what they're doing, and trying to run a company with employees, and you have supply, and you have like production, and then you have the logistics, and there's just it's like a never ending to do this.
And then some guy says, "Hey, let's do a radio show at 8:30 in the evening on a Friday, so that your lovely bride can sit in the living room waiting for you, so you guys can go do dinner or go out and do something kind of fun." So it's definitely tough. And in this business, it's also tough. Getting recognition in the MI channels, it's for most companies near impossible. You've been able to penetrate into some of the key companies, and obviously you sell your product online, and that's kind of changed the game, because even Fender is doing that now. They never sold directly, now they are. But you've got some dealers who's carrying the product right now, that where can people like go and test it out and play with it and then purchase it?
If you go to our website again, you can go into a subcategory called dealers, and then in this you'll find all our distributors. And if there's any questions, for example, for the US customers, they can contact our distributor, KMC Music. But some of the retailers that have it is Bananas at Large.
Okay, yeah, Bananas.
If you know them. And then you have Sorrow Sounds, and you have Chuck Levins in Washington, and so you have kind of different. But I think the easiest is just go to if you search Google on Aalberg Audio, and then you'll find you'll get suggestions on where to buy it, and I guess that's the easiest, because then you can find what's in your closest area.
Yeah. I think that obviously it's nice to purchase it directly, but a lot of people like to play with it and check them out. And I think it's good to be able to have places that can do that. If you can make it to the NAMM show this year, I know that you guys are going to be there. What kind of plans do you have for the NAMM show? What are you guys looking at? Obviously you're going to display the new Moon, so it should be out hopefully by then. What are your thoughts on that? This next big hoopla?
Yeah, well, I always enjoy the NAMM show. It's a lot of fun. It's exciting, and I'm looking forward to this one. We'll of course bring the Moon. We'll have it delivered to KMC by January, So they'll have it at their booth. We'll be supporting their booth. And we'll probably have some meetings in a separate external meeting room just to follow up on our distributors. But the plan is to keep growing Aalberg as a company and keep getting us into more stores, because even though and I appreciate the positive feedback taking the world music industry by storm, we still need more retailers to carry the products. That's really important. So that's something we're working on to expand and getting it into Sweetwater and those kind of stores is really important. So that's gonna be a high priority.
They're tough. The GCs, Guitar Center, Sweetwater, Sam Ash, the huge names. They're not. They've got so many. There's. I think if I remember rightly, there's at least 1,500 companies that are with NAMM that display at the NAMM Summer NAMM show, Winter NAMM show. I'm sorry, Summer NAMM show is quite a bit smaller, but the Winter NAMM show is and probably more this year because it keeps growing. It's nice thing is that it keeps growing, but the challenge is they're not carrying that many. These companies aren't carrying 1,500 companies worth of SKUs, so to get your product on that shelf space is definitely a bit of a challenge. And I commend you guys on doing that. I have a lot of good friends. I have a very special heart for that indie upstart gear company, the bass companies that are custom made basses. We were, again, Exotic's a perfect example. They've got guitars and basses and all kinds of different products to go along with the pedals. We were just over there. We did a live broadcast with Terry Woolman's Making It radio show over there. And, it was just awesome. And, as well known as they've been around for a little while, they don't always get into all the choice retailers, and then you've got all the little retailers that are kind of they're not quite making it. We've had a couple of good friends that had cool companies here in town that just couldn't compete in this global environment. A company like Pit Bull, they were able to really kind of flourish because they embraced the internet really early on, and they also have this amazing showroom here in town. So we've watched them, and I think it's going to be a different transition for these companies as well. That are selling these retailers. So. I think that's it's like you said, it's you can never have enough distribution channels. So I think it's very cool. Well, we've got we're into we've got about 8 minutes in this segment here. I'd like to kind of get back to a little bit about what we were talking about before about being a CEO. What are some of the things that you don't like about being a CEO, especially in the music business?
What do I don't like about being CEO? I think in my role, because we're still we're a company with we got 8 employees we're eight total, and but I don't have my own financial at least full-time financial employer. My wife is actually running our accounting, so she's worked for KPMG, so she's really excellent. But I don't have someone full time, so I'm actually running all the numbers myself, the liquidity budgets and all that stuff. That's something I definitely don't like. I prefer talking to the guitarist. I prefer showing off the product. I prefer talking to you and to my distributors, and that's what I want to be doing. So anything that has to do with kind of management, filling out forms or running budgets, and I don't enjoy that very much.
I feel you on that. My partner, Paul Berezetsky, the guitar player, he got saddled with the finances, so I feel bad for him. We're actually talking to a CFO type right now because trying to do all that stuff, and it's not fun, especially both of us. Neither one of us are accountants, you know. I'm like yourself. I'm an entrepreneurial type spirit, you know, visionary. See opportunity, want to be able to, extend that opportunity and share in that with people, and that's what I like to do. So I feel you that I don't like to have those day-to-day operational type of responsibilities, but you know that has to be done. It definitely has to be done, and you know I think you know they say the devil's in the details or God's in the details. You know, whatever it is, whichever way you want to go. Details are important in taking care of those details, and you know, you kind of mentioned the staff. How you know, you guys aren't a huge company, but you know, how do you see the company growing at this point? Do you see your company growing to be, on par with, say, like a Boss or something like that? Is that where you want to grow it, or are you looking at still kind of keeping it tight and nimble?
No, we want to be a high growth company, so we want to be up there with amongst the top 10 effects pedals brands. That's definitely the goal, and we look a lot at a lot of the Norwegian and Danish and also I guess Swedish look up to the work that TC Electronics did. And have done, and that's definitely the community that they have built and the impressive lineup. That's definitely where we're looking to go. I think to build a community, build a system that which we have customers returning and want to buy more of our stuff. That's the goal that we want to do, and we're not looking to be a specialized dealer with. Which is basically barely running through the year. That's not where we want to be.
Yeah. No, I definitely I can see that, but I wanted people to recognize that you guys are you know, and I say this with all sincerity, that you are, you know, changing the game with the way you control the pedals. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. Anybody can have a delay. I mean, obviously the quality of the delay, the way it responds, all that stuff is very personal to people. But at the end of the day, it's the interaction. The user interface really defines a different scope, and you guys have really changed that game. And I'm actually really surprised that we don't see a whole lot of people competing. Maybe possibly because they don't quite get it as much as you guys. You know, I think that's really commendable that you're doing that. We've got about 3.5 minutes left. For companies that are kind of coming up, guitar manufacturer, that bass manufacturer, that kid that's building that pedal in his garage, what would be some advice that you'd like to give to them?
I would say. First of all, you need to have high ambitions. You need to have high goals, and you need to make a plan of how to achieve those goals. A business plan. What kind of where do you want to go? Where do you want to be in 5 years? How are you going to get there? What kind of marketing does that require? What kind of financing does that require? Which kind of people do you need employed to get that covered? So you need to make a solid plan. And you just need belief. You need to be hard-skinned and just keep pushing through. And it's all about. And then I would say also talk to the customer and ask what the customer needs. Don't make something that they need to have, not just something that's nice to have. That's really important.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, are you going to take that dollar and put it towards a new guitar because your guitar is falling apart, or are you going to buy a pedal that's really kind of cool but doesn't really do it for you? So I definitely see that as a key. Are you guys planning on going into any other areas outside of pedals and effects? Do you see yourselves going into any hard instruments?
We want to build this wireless portfolio. And that could be wireless equipment for anything from guitars to DJs. We want to build something. We want to build. This is our core competence. This is something that we're the best at. we have the world leading in wireless music, chips. The manufacturer of those are our neighbors, so we're working closely with them. That's kind of our, I would say, competitive advantage. We really are experts at the wireless technology, so we want to keep building on that.
That's smart. Wireless speakers, wireless guitar work. If you've got the handle on it. I personally hate cables, because I'm always tripping over them when I'm on stage, so I'm with you on that. And then, and I've DJ'd, so it'd be nice not to have it, if you got to run, speakers far away, it's nice to have wireless. So we're down to the last 50 seconds here.
Yeah, can I jump in and say something?
Yeah, please do. That's what I was
I want to shout out to Pitbull Audio, because I looked at our website and it says Pitbull DVD and Music, and that's actually Pitbull Audio. I didn't know that was the same store. So they actually carry our products.
Yeah, see, I suck. I didn't even notice that myself. So I should have done my little bit more research. So yeah, we're definitely gonna definitely get them in. They're really good friends of ours, and they're definitely, they've got a different perspective of the industry as well over there. Yeah, their tagline is never let go. That's cool. So. Thanks for giving a shout out.
Yes, because they already carry our products, and then I want, of course, everyone to check out our Kickstarter. I think that's definitely where you can get the best price and be part of that community that we want to build. So check out our Kickstarter page.
Well, hey, man, that music's kicking in, brother. So, hey, thank you very much, Aleksander Tortenson and Aalberg Audio. We'll be right back. We'll be right next week for another show. This has been the Changing Stage Radio Show on Intertalk Radio. Thanks, Pitbull. Thanks, Show Slinger. Thanks, Aalberg Audio. Stay tuned for the next show.
You know what's all around you every waking moment of your life? Marketing. You're choking on it. I'm Scott Robertson, and when it comes to strategic PR, branding, and marketing, I've seen it all. And actually, I'm still seeing it because bad marketing never sleeps. Join me each week on May the Best Brand Win, right here on Intertalk Radio, and learn how to make the marketing for your brand unforgettable.
Hi, this is Tim Dolbear from Eclectica Studios. I'm a full-time mixing and recording engineer. I work with Grammy winners, labels, and indie artists, using state-of-the-art digital mixing and restoration tools and the very best in analog gear. Really, though, it's my ability to bring tracks to life and fulfill your vision for your music. This has made me sought after by producers and artists worldwide. So spend your time working on music and not chasing a mix down a rabbit hole. Go to timdolbear.com and check out our free one-song mix offer.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
This is Jackie Bertoni from Jackie's Groove. Come join me weekly on my journey through the music business as I take you behind the velvet rope, interviewing industry notables such as Al Di Meola, Michael McDonald, and Al Jarreau, to name but a few. Listen to their stories on being in the studios recording #1 hits and onto the stages throughout the globe. Allow me to be your music historian. You can hear me live every Monday at 2 p.m. and every Wednesday at 12 noon Pacific Standard Time or 24/7 on jackiesgroove.com. Ready to get your groove on?
You know what's all around you every waking moment of your life? Marketing. You're choking on it. I'm Scott Robertson, and when it comes to strategic PR, branding, and marketing, I've seen it all. And actually, I'm still seeing it because bad marketing never sleeps. Join me each week on May the Best Brand Win, right here on Intertalk Radio, and learn how to make the marketing for your brand unforgettable.
Hi, this is Tim Dolbear from Eclectica Studios. I'm a full-time mixing and recording engineer. I work with Grammy winners, labels, and indie artists, using state-of-the-art digital mixing and restoration tools and the very best in analog gear. Really, though, it's my ability to bring tracks to life and fulfill your vision for your music. This has made me sought after by producers and artists worldwide. So spend your time working on music and not chasing a mix down a rabbit hole. Go to timdolbear.com and check out our free one-song mix offer.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.